Are you confused by ever-changing consumer behavior? Merkle can decode it and provide you with the best approach to anticipate shoppers' needs. Merkle is more than an experience agency. We're your customer-obsessed partner. Unlock new revenue with our proven data-driven strategies. Visit Merkle.com and let's reimagine customer experiences together.
Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of Total Retail Talks. I am Joe Keenan, the editor-in-chief of Total Retail. I'm excited to be joined on this episode by Gena Smith, who is the Chief Human Resources Officer of North America for LVMH, and as well as Beatrice Goasglas, who is the President of TAG Heuer Americas. We're going to talk about a luxury industry apprenticeship program, the Métiers d'Excellence, and both of their brands' involvement in that. And they're really the commitment from LVMH and TAG Heuer to the next generation of watchmakers. I want to welcome you, Beatrice and Gena. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be with you today.
Let's start, and I want to direct this first to you, Gena, because it's more specific to LVMH. Can you talk a little bit about why at LVMH you've expanded that Métiers d'Excellence apprenticeship program, specifically here in the U.S.?
Definitely. And congratulations on your pronunciation. I know it's not an easy one. We also refer to it as the ME program, which makes it a little bit easier for the Americans.
I'm going to definitely take you up on that going forward.
Yeah,
It might be
exactly.
the ME program.
Exactly. So this is a program that originally started in France in 2014. And the purpose there and the purpose for us in North America is sort of twofold. Number one is very concrete. I mean, these are skills that we need to continue to cultivate to support our business now and into the future. So these are real professions and jobs that we have, whether it's watchmaking, which you'll hear about from Beatrice, or jewelry making, or leather making, or a number of other crafts positions that we have located around the world. So we really have a concrete need to be able to develop these skills to support our business for the future. A lot of these programs and trainings are in decline and frankly becoming obsolete or at risk of becoming obsolete. So we have a real sense of urgency because our businesses are very dependent on these skills. The second reason is really to continue to bring awareness that, number one, these positions do continue to exist. They really are important for our industry. And we don't think that part of the reason that probably they're in decline or they're becoming obsolete is not lack of interest. And we've certainly seen that based on the number of applicants applying to our programs around the world and even here in North America. Again, it's a matter of awareness. So for us, it's a very important way that we can invest in our future, making sure that we continue to cultivate these skills, bring awareness to these professions, and create jobs to support our industry.
Yeah, that lays it out perfectly in terms of why at LVMH you would want to really invest in this apprenticeship program. And this isn't just, to your point, a problem in North America, right, Gena? This is a global problem in terms of lack of awareness and it kind of that, slowing down or dying out of people going into these specific crafts.
Yes, I mean, this is why, of course, we're headquartered in Europe, and a lot of the crafts positions that we have are based in Europe. But certainly, again, that's why we brought it to North America. No, it's definitely a worldwide issue. And it's really, on the one hand, also sad because these are important skills. And there are a lot of people that are very tactile, love working with their hands. They're very adept at those types of professions. And they don't even know how to necessarily break into that industry if that's something that's interesting for them. So we've really been very thoughtful in terms of how we've developed these programs. We work with the local communities, we work with the local governments, we work with schools. We always want to bring in a pedagogical element to the program. There's a very significant investment that goes into building the infrastructure to provide the right level of training for these apprentices. And it's, the financial resources that go into creating the program, the human resources that go into really supporting and making sure that the apprentices have the right support and training around them. It could be master jewelers or watchmakers in the case of TAG, a variety of different professions. So it's really something that we have seen as our business has gotten larger and as the luxury industry has grown. Unfortunately, the growth of these professions has not kept up with the industry.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they're creating beautiful product, right? And product that has a real sentimental value. And a wristwatch, a piece of jewelry, really it holds an emotional attachment a lot of times to the user. So for this ME program that we talked about, LVMH partnered with TAG Heuer. Can you each of you tell us a little bit about that relationship and why it makes sense for both brands?
Yes, sure. So this is Beatrice from TAG Heuer. So when it comes to TAG Heuer, we carry the name of our founder in our brand name, and we realizes, the responsibility that comes with it. So 1 year ago, in collaboration with Gena and with LVMH, we decided to create the very first watch apprentice program for TAG Heuer worldwide. So we wanted to commit, for preserving and perpetuating our unique savoir-faire and the art of watchmaking, which is very key for us. And in the meantime, we also wanted to create the passion, for the next generation. It was really something that we wanted to stand for. We are also very aware that in the next 5 years, we will see a high number of highly skilled watchmakers in the US that will retire. This is why it's a really critical moment and a critical time for our industry now to invest on the longevity of our craft. And Métiers d'Excellence completely answer to this need. So with this investment in ME or Métiers d'Excellence, we really ensure the sustainability of our products, for the years to come, but also to meet, the service, for our clients and to contribute to the preservation of this beautiful and very unique craftsmanship.
Yes, this is Gena again from LVMH. From an LVMH standpoint, we were so excited to launch this program with TAG because we have watchmakers that are based here in North America. A lot of our brands, the artisans are based in Europe. It varies by brand. So when you talk about we have other métiers or professions in North America, but when you talk about these very specific skills like watchmaking or jewelry making, we don't have so many of those roles that are based in North America. TAG is an exception because they have their customer service center here. They do a lot of the watch repair for the North American business, and they need these watchmakers, of course. So it was a great opportunity for us to create the program within here locally, bringing again awareness and having the opportunity to create more jobs in North America and work with our local communities here. So it was, I think, a win-win for both of us.
So within this ME program, I'd be interested in learning a little bit more about how you operate the program, one, and then how you kind of collaborate on the curriculum in terms of what these apprentices are being taught and how they're being trained. Because there's, this is future career. You want to get the awareness out there, but you also want to ensure that they're learning correctly and that they're able to then, create these great products. So tell us a little bit about that in terms of curriculum.
Sure. So how does it work? So TAG Heuer, we have crafted, very unique, program that has been imagined, and launched and animated on a daily basis by John Richter. So I really want, to say these opportunities to thank John, for his tremendous, work on this amazing program. So our ME program is unique in the fact that it's a comprehensive 1-year training program in which we have a cohort of 5 apprentices that, along the year will really become proficient in the artisanal watch repair. So we are trying to keep it fun. We really try to divide, these training in different typology. So first, the 5 apprentices will participate in practical training, and practical sessions that we provide them and that John provide them to learn about the history of the watchmaking, and very theoretical content. But on top of this, they have very strong hands-on experience within our workshop, where they can really enjoy, our equipment in New Jersey, Springfield, within the US, So they can use the equipment, they can learn how to dismantle, how to clean, how to repair, but also how to reassemble some watch components. But also they can enjoy the guidance of the real expert watchmakers and technicians that are effectively working there in the workshop. So on top of this hands-on, experience, they have also the coaching part, which is very important from the real watch makers, and also they can really repair real watches from the final clients. So they can really, through this, gain very strong insights, receive mentorship, and really refine all the skills, through that one-to-one, moments. And upon the successful completion of this program, our 5 apprentices will receive a certification that will recognize, their new expertise, and that will grant them the opportunity to be offered a position within TAG Heuer or, outside TAG Heuer to work as a real watchmakers.
And this apprenticeship program specifically is happening at that Springfield, New Jersey location. Is it happening anywhere else, or it's solely at that location?
This is the first one so far for TAG Heuer, and it's always happening, in Springfield, New Jersey. So we are finalizing very soon, the first year, and we are very happy to say that we will reiterate, this amazing experience, and program. So it's really far more, if I may say, than a watchmaking school. It's really a blend, of training, coaching, and real in-situ experiences. And that mix makes something that will be very strong and very unique within the industry.
Yeah, and they're really getting that hands-on experience. To your point, they're getting the education and the mentorship. So it's really creating it's a well-rounded curriculum and an apprenticeship program. Gena, I'm going to come back to you because you talked a little bit about this earlier. Creating awareness. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing at LVMH, and then Beatrice, you can talk about TAG Heuer as well in terms of implementing what you're doing to gain awareness and participation for this ME program.
We work with a lot of the local communities that we operate in. So the awareness is sort of multidimensional. I mean, we work with the Department of Labor, for example, like in New York, when we launched the Tiffany program, we have 2 cohorts with Tiffany. We worked with the New York Department of Labor to really promote that. We work with different schools to promote and share this. We actually have a program that targets high school students. We've just launched this in North America. They've been doing this in Europe. Again, all of the programs launched only in 2022 in North America. And by the way, we've been really excited to see the demand and the level of interest. So again, the fact that there are not people running to these jobs is not because of lack of interest. We think it's because, again, a lack of awareness. So one of the programs that we have is we actually go into high schools and we talk about these different types of roles, because we need students to know that, hey, this is an opportunity that you might not be thinking about in terms of your career. The programs themselves, when we launch them, we have a variety of different methods. Again, media, press, moments like this, again, communities, schools. We work with the different schools to create the curriculum. So we also are able to promote it through the school, through their channels, and basically try to create engagement, awareness, understanding. And then the selection criteria, I think is important to talk about, is pretty discriminating because, for example, with Tiffany, and Beatrice can speak about TAG, I think for the first cohort, we had 2,000 applicants for 8 internship programs or apprenticeship programs. So there's a very rigorous process to go through to make sure that the apprentices have a level of, they don't have to have experience in this profession, but they do need to have some characteristics, like there are dexterity tests, for example, to make sure that they will be able to complete the program and hopefully get a job. So we're very targeted on not having massive numbers of people participating in the program, but really reaching the right people that have the passion, the curiosity, the interest, the capability to have a role such as this, because we want, of course, to have a high completion rate in terms of graduation. And then for us to be able to hopefully hire all of them, a large portion, or as Beatrice said, to also make these talents available to the industry, because we're doing this as much for LVMH as we are for the broader industry.
Yeah. The future of the watchmaking industry doesn't only just affect your 2 brands, it's obviously a macro environment too. Just a quick follow-up there, Gena, in terms of the application process and understanding that, it is mostly targeted then to those students that might be coming out of high school, so late teenagers, early 20s. Is that what you're seeing most of the apprentices coming into the program, or could it be any age?
It could be any age. And in fact, we have had less probably to date coming right out of high school. Again, we want to create awareness that these professions exist, but the interest has actually been coming from people that are looking to have a second career or have always had a passion maybe, but never knew how to get into this industry. And so we actually have really diverse experiences of people coming into the role, which has been exciting for us to see. You could have somebody who was a cake maker or a mechanic, I think in one of the cases of TAG, a number of different backgrounds. It's really not about the experience that you've had in the past, but more about, again, your capability, your passion and interest, and the capability, the physical capability, let's say. And that changes again depending on what the role is, but it's really open to everyone. And I think that's also the beauty of the program. We have a lot of people that are having a second career in an area that maybe was always a passion for them, and they feel like now they're at a point in their life when they can actually pursue this.
What Gena was saying, I think, TAG Heuer, it's a great example. When we look at the profile, of the 5 apprentices that we have, they're all coming from different backgrounds. We have one carpenter, we have one former security guard. So it really, that moment in life where people are thinking about how to change, how to make a difference, and how to reinvent yourself. And I think those kind of apprentice program, it's, a perfect way, to be able to open a new chapter in your life, or to try new territories that you never had thought about. So that's why promoting those programs, and LVMH and Gena are doing it on a really brilliant way. It's very important for people to know that it exists, and everybody is eligible to play with this, and, to start a new life with craftsmanship, and to create emotion at the final for the client.
So lastly, as I think about the program holistically, can you talk each of you a little bit about the goals, particularly for each of your brands, LVMH and then TAG Heuer, for the ME program? What does success look like, I guess?
So the success for us, I would say, it's about, offering those new opportunities, to people. The intention of the ME program is definitely to recruit new talents into the business and to create job opportunities. So the success will be to see, this craftsmanship, being prolonged, for the next generations, but also, those apprentices to be offered a job within TAG Heuer or outside TAG Heuer.
I think for me, from an LVMH standpoint, there is a desire to, again, create awareness that these roles exist, that they're important, and to really make sure that they're seen with the level of respect that we certainly have with them. This is really, these types of roles are the lifeblood of our organization. And we want people to know how much we value the roles. I think, of course, we would like to be able to continue to build capabilities across a number of our different businesses. And again, métiers, or professions, as we call them, so that we can build a pipeline of talent for the future, for the group, and for LVMH. For the industry. And I think, sort of a side benefit, if I can say that, would be hopefully even as a customer, you begin to understand, even by hearing about these professions, the intricacy, the nuance, the workmanship that actually goes into the development of our program. I still think in North America, because we're not a culture where we didn't grow up with the luxury industry, these companies predominantly resided in Paris. I think it's a great way for us to continue telling the story of what really is special and unique about our products. And again, the handcrafted nature of so much of what we do. So, a lot of sort of hopeful outcomes that would come, and certainly creating jobs and sustainable futures also, of course, for many different people from different backgrounds and experiences.
Yeah, we hadn't talked a lot about the customer, but they're obviously the end user of the product, and to have them understand, to your point, Gena, the workmanship, the craftsmanship that has gone into the product, and the intricate care and creation of these products makes it even more valuable to them, right?
Definitely, luxury, it's about storytelling, it's all about emotion. And we have the chance to work for LVMH Maison. And when you see every single craftsmanship, which is different and it's very unique, it's our duty to showcase it to the client. And Métiers d'Excellence, it's also a great way to show, that it does exist, and that we want also, to prolong it, for the years to come. So definitely final client, it's really part of the program. And also for watchmaking, for instance, we guarantee the client that we will repair, the watch after the purchase for years and for decades after that. So by prolonging, this savoir-faire and craftsmanship, it's also a guarantee for the client that we will be able to repair your watch in 20 years from now, and that you will have the exact same quality and the same passion behind it.
Well, I want to take the opportunity to thank my two guests on today's episode, Beatrice Goasglas of TAG Heuer, as well as Gena Smith of LVMH, and both of them for sharing their thoughts around the Métiers d'Excellence apprenticeship program and creating that next generation of watchmakers. So thank you, Beatrice, and thank you, Gena, for joining me.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Gena.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you all.
Thanks for listening. For more information on this podcast, please check out our podcast channel page at mytotalretail.com/podcasts for show notes. Total Retail Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. Make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a few moments to rate and review this podcast. Thanks, and until next time, this has been Total Retail Talks.
From customer-obsessed strategies to efficient activations, Merkle unlocks opportunities to help you win. Visit Merkle.com to redefine your shoppers' experiences.